on, y'all? This is Rashad from RashadBeats.com. Welcome back to another vlog. Today we are going to talk about merchandise again. In this particular vlog, I want to go more in depth on why you should invest in merchandise and why it's very important that you make sure you keep on track of your financial standing with merchandise, because if you don't keep on track, obviously you might make a bad decision move and buy some shirts that you couldn't sell, or make quality shirts, or make shirts that are not even quality at all. So we're gonna get in depth onto that. So let's jump right into that. When you have a nice logo, I would say a nice logo like this. This is my own brand, Surreal Original Raiments. Sour on the front, SOR on the brand on the back, as I showed you in my last video. When you have a nice quality, you have a nice quality logo. It looks nice. People enjoy it. You already got everybody's approval. It looks good, and you feel you should get it on a shirt. Then I think it might be time for you to actually go ahead and move and do that. But before you even go ahead and invest, you must find out who can print these shirts out for you for a good price, whether you get it online or whether you get it in person. I got mine in person, just to clarify where I got mine from. I got mine from a connection that I made with one of my dudes that my mother knew that can help me. So, what I'm saying, you got to find out who can print these shirts first. Also, when you're keeping up with the financial standing, you want to make sure how much you want to get, how many shirts you want to get. But it varies depending on people who are printing the shirts. It also varies on if you're getting them online. They might be a little bit more expensive than getting them done in person. You want to get to start out, I would say get at least 24 shirts. That's what I did. I started out with 24 shirts of these. I'm down to 7 or 6 right now. I already sold like a lot of them already, and made a lot of money off that so far. But also, you want to make sure you get a nice grip of them so you can actually put them out there. And when you put them out there and you sell them, people buy them, they enjoy them. Everybody has it on. You get people taking pictures with it and stuff, and then you make sure you collect all of that. Make sure you collect your money from that. But so it's a good way to start out. But you also got to figure out how much it costs just to get a certain amount of shirts done, because depending on how you price them is really how much money you're going to get in the long run. Okay, so it cost me approximately $268 to get at least 24 shirts. It's a decent price compared to this company that's right down the street from my house. This is a company all the way in Lansdowne, Baltimore, by the way, the company that I use. And it's a very okay price for 24 shirts to start off. You know what I'm saying? It's a good way to start off if you have the money. You invest in it, you get 200 and not 200, I'm sorry. You get 24 shirts, and then once that happens, you got your package, and you got everything and whatever, and you're ready to sell them. You also got to understand that when you have shirts, you got to also distribute the sizes. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the biggest parts for me, the hardest part for me of getting all of this together, getting all this out, was the size. I had a really big problem with the sizes because I didn't know if I needed a whole bunch of smalls, a whole bunch of mediums, a whole bunch of larges. I didn't know if anybody was going to buy them that was 2X, 3X, 4X. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of hard for me to do that. So, what I would recommend for you, I would recommend to start with a lot of smalls. Well, not a lot of smalls. A little bit of smalls, a lot of mediums, and a lot of larges. Even though that sounds very primitive, but I want you to understand that you got to kind of balance it, especially depending on how many shirts you're getting. If you're getting a lot of shirts, and you can split it up evenly, like small, medium, large, extra large, and whatever, then you're good to go. But when you're starting out with 24 shirts like I did, I had to split it right down the middle a little bit and give a lot more on a certain amount of shirts. Like for my black tees, I have a lot more black tees than white tees. So I had to split it that way and also change the sizes on that. So it was kind of difficult, but when you figure it out and you get it off, then you're good. Okay, so sizes is probably one of the most difficult part, is the most difficult part of this. When you get your sizes together, I think that's the hardest part, when you get your merchandise together. Okay, so with that being said, depending on how many shirts you get, that's when you discover your sizes. But and on top of that, you got to figure out how much you want to sell your shirts for, and this is completely up to you. I'm going to give you a price that I use. I use $25 per shirt, $25 per shirt for the black tee and the white tee, $25. So I have approximately 24 shirts. Doing the math, if I sold all 24 shirts, and I almost did, I'd make at least $600 back from selling all of these. That's a lot of money that you can take some from that, distribute it, and get more shirts back. You can distribute the money and get 24 more shirts. You know what I'm saying? Do it like that until you get to a point in your career with the merchandising that you can get automatic shipments coming in and out of your house, coming in and out of your crib, coming in and out of your company, and you can sell them off like that. You know what I'm saying? But so that's the way I was doing it. That's the way I'm doing it now. You know what I'm saying? But depending on how much you price it is completely up to you. This all depends on the value. This all depends on how you value your brand. This is all depending on how much you feel this brand is worth. And you know, I felt like that brand was worth it because it's an easy price tag for anybody. So if you're starting out and you don't know what to do as far as pricing your shirts, pricing your merchandise, go ahead and just slap 25 on there. Good price, you'll make the money back and you'll be okay. Everybody can agree with $25. $25? Okay, I'll pay for it. Everybody has $25 on them. You know what I'm saying? So that is also a good way to price your shirts. But it all depends on your brand. That's just that's an example. You don't have to price it $25. If you can price it even higher if you want, but that's completely up to you. That depends on how well you value yourself. Okay, but another thing about this is that when you're doing merchandising, you got to be careful because you can meet a dry spell where you don't sell a certain amount of shirts, and when you don't sell a certain amount of shirts, you're not gonna get no money. So now that you have a little bit more shirts that you thought you wouldn't have, or you have a lot more shirts that you thought you were gonna sell, it can be kind of stressful. It can be kind of like, dang man, I thought I was gonna sell all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when times like that happens, that means you just gotta you gotta pay attention to, you know, how many shirts you're getting. For me, 24 shirts is good enough for the beginning because you have a lot. People will be like, yo, what size you got? I need this, I need that, left and right, left and right. You have a short supply. So you'll make a lot of money with that short supply. And then when it's time to get more, you'll go ahead and take money from how much you made and you'll redistribute and get more shirts, depending on how much your joints cost. But that's just how much. Excuse me. That's just how much my cost. So with that being said, just make sure you start out slow. Don't even try to fast walk it. Because I know when I started this, when I started to try to get the shirts going, I sent the company a whole bunch of logos, a whole bunch of designs. They was like, man, you gotta slow down. We can't do all of this. You gotta pick a solid color so we can just stick to it. I'm like, all right, that's fine. It kind of limited my creativity. But the reason why I did that is because I got to understand that this is a whole different business venture for myself. So I had to slow it down and, stick to the script and stick with something simple. So, in other words, I had to go ahead and get the black with the white and the white with the black t-shirts. And then got them out there and they were selling. So that's the biggest thing. But also, the biggest thing with merchandising, especially if you're an artist, this goes back to your artist. This goes back to your artistry. It can be a really big game changer, especially if people like it. It can be a really big game changer. If people like the design and people buy it, you see people left and right, and you start a website for it, you can sell it on autopilot. Everything will be on autopilot. You can just ship it off, ship it off, ship it off. You might be getting customers from the UK, you might be getting customers from New Zealand, you might be getting customers from Japan. You never know how big it can go. And on top of that, it's promoting your music without you promoting your music, which is one of the biggest ways to promote your music efficiently. Don't promote your music at all, but you promote yourself. You promote yourself, okay? That way, when you promote yourself, people understand that you're a real person, so they will contact you. They will hit you up like, bro, I saw the shirts, man. I'm all the way in Australia. How would I be able to purchase this? You give them the link, tell them you buy this, that, and the third, and we ship them off to you in a matter of hours, and they're like, okay, cool. And you just see all that money pile up. You know what I'm saying? It goes back into just being a businessman in this music business. You know what I'm saying? Because selling records and selling singles is not enough. You got to do something else. So try merchandising. Merchandising is a good way to really make sure your brand is in control, make sure your brand is sticking somewhere, making sure your customers are in a circle where they understand who you are and what your music is about, and that you're doing different things that they have no problem with supporting. They have no problem coming out their money. They don't have no problems coming out their wallets with that. So, you know what I mean? That's all I wanted to tell you today, man. So merchandising, man, just make sure you pay attention to how many shirts you get. It's really crucial that you pay attention to how many shirts you get. what you price them. Make sure you get a nice price for them. Get a good, like, if you're starting out, get a nice shipment. Get like 24. If they can give you 24 for a good price, you're good. Like 200 for 24, something along those lines, then you're good. Also, what else, man? What else is a good one? And just be aware of who wants them first. So make sure you sell them to your friends first. Make sure your friends support them first. Because once your friends support them and you have them rocking the clothes and they paid for it and whatever, then you already know more people are gonna want it because they're gonna watch them walk around like with that, and it's like, yo, that's new. Where'd y'all get that from? Oh, my man made this. You need to holler at him. That's what I did first. I made sure that my friends purchased it first, so I know that they liked it. If they like it, then that means everybody's gonna like it, because that just means that everybody will want one. You feel what I'm saying? If your friends like it, everybody's gonna like it. So give that a try. You know what I mean? Give that a try. Come out with a nice logo. Holler at a designer. You can holler at me. I'll be welcome to do your design. Just holler at me. I do logos as well. Everything is created by me. The Sour logo, SOR, this is all created by me. I'm a designer. So, make sure you holler at your best graphic designer, your logo designer, whatever. Holler at them. Let them know that you have an idea. Get the idea down. You got it down. Let your friends know. Like, do you guys like this? Would y'all like to pay for this? Sure. How much? Tell them the price. You get your first shipment of shirts, you sell it to them, and then you sell the rest to randoms. I don't want to say randoms like that. And then you sell the rest to maybe family, random people who enjoy it. And that's all she wrote. And then you have money. You can redistribute, get more shirts if you want. Try getting to a whole different thing. Maybe getting pants, maybe getting hoodies, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a good way to kind of make business stick on itself, and also a good way to keep in touch with your fans, because they're going to want more clothes. And on top of that, they're going to want more music from you. And they're going to want to see a lot more of you after that. And that's all I got to say. Rashad Beats out, man. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave questions in the comments or email me. I'll leave my email in the description as always, and you can contact me whenever. That's all I gotta say. Rashad Beats out. Peace.